trying to describe.
It's interesting too, man, because it's nourishing to us. Like just being outside in that field is nourishing your body in a whole different way.
Yep.
And then
being in the artificial fields appear to do the opposite.
Yeah, unfortunately that is the case, man, and we're swimming in that as well.
Yeah. I'm sitting here. I got to Starbucks early, and now all the cars have encroached on me. I'm like,
hey, so one or two more questions, and we'll get it going. I'm happy to talk to you anytime, bro.
Sure.
But so you mentioned that the pressures in your body, and not too many people may think of internal pressures. Pressure of the breath, the pressurize the pressure that your movement creates and contraction creates. And these are in a very real way the way that we circulate fluids in our body, the lymphatic system.
Yep.
So
the way I try to explain it to people is like what happens when you squeeze a sponge and then put your hand underwater and let the sponge go. It like sucks in the water. So like what happens when you squeeze your body, you exhale. And then you have this pressure differential between you and the outside. And if you let go of that squeeze and you're strung up with like some nice tensegrity, you're going to suck air right in, and you're going to have this elastic pressure differential relationship with your environment. And same goes with our fascia. Like if we lengthen them, that's one way to get the water pumping. If we shorten them, that's one way to get the water pumping. And ideally, we can just go back and forth with that.
And how deep are the reciprocations, my dude? How deep are the reciprocations to where like one thing, like you contract, release, and this is how we move? Like that's reciprocation too.
It goes deep, I think. I've had some days where I felt like I was moving pretty well, and I would go for a run, and towards the middle of the run, it felt like my gait, my breath, and my heartbeat were all kind of like they were going at the same. They were harmonizing, and like the heartbeat one is elusive for me, but I can kind of get the breath
in the gait
by my gait, and I don't know if that was what you were asking, but that's where my head was.
That was definitely good answer, bro. Thank you, much appreciated. Yeah. I appreciate you taking the time to talk, bro. And then the last thing that I wanted to ask you was just on farmer strength. Like the phenomenon of people who grow up on a farm and let's say they join the wrestling team and the guy who lifts weights wrestles the guy from the farm and he just works him, bro. Yeah. He works him and basketball, a lot of different sports.
Bo Jackson grew up on a farm. He's like, he's as good, he's as strong as anybody. I don't know. I think maybe the stimulus just like the baling hay, just like hucking it over your shoulder.
Right.
That's gonna require like a full body, like see my head going like a.
It's like, dude, when
some kind of
when you do real life shit like farming, you don't have the opportunity to really disconnect kinetic chains because you're not gonna grab the hay and be like, all right, let me squat it real quick. No, you're gonna walk it to where it needs to go. Like you want to get done, you know.
Right. And you know. It's tough. It's tough nowadays because, like, a lot of people with the mix of the lifestyle of the convenience lifestyle and the farming work, it's kind of it could be a disaster because, like, you get someone that has that's adapted to sitting all the time, kind of floppy, and then they go out and try to do those farming tasks. Like that can kind of wreak havoc. I started working at a farm like just this past month here. And it's been an awesome opportunity for me to because I'm aware of what I'm going, like what direction I'm trying to take my body. Everything I do is getting me closer to that. But I don't know that that's the case for everyone anymore. I think farmer strength may be on the decline, actually, because of the mix of the convenience lifestyle.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. How about so people spend so much time sitting nowadays. And there's, of course, better ways to sit than other ways. We talk about the stress response, right? And that if that muscle, your hip flexors are contracting, they're contracted when you sit, right? And then you have a stress response while you're sitting, then that tension is all getting associated and really wired in there. And then there could be just that there's better ways to sit, man. Like when you sit, what are some of the things that you pay attention to?
So for me, I tend to have an excessive posterior pelvic tilt. So my pelvis and my spine and my forward head posture make for a C with my body. So I'm just going to tell you how I try to address that on me. I'm just trying to, every single exercise now is just pulling that torus upwards. Like it's like I have someone grab the middle of the wormhole and pull it up higher towards my head, and that seems to like give me the clues for all the micro movements that I need to do. So that will push my pelvis underneath my rib cage instead of being way out in front. That will pull my rib cage like up and allow me to anteriorly expand the front of my rib cage with my breath. So then my head just knows. It knows where to go. It's no longer like
it can just go right back into place.
Pardon me?
It can just kind of go right back into place.
Yeah, it's like those action figures where there's a string connecting all their body parts, and when the string isn't pulled, they're floppy. They look like Woody from Toy Story. But then you pull the string, and they're pulled up. For me, the internal pressures are that string. Like that. Just going deep on that stuff, and I can't say that I've been super well educated on it, but it is an area that appears to be like ripe for exploration and like self-discovery.
Damn right, dude.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yo, it's ripe for exploration, ripe for discovery, and so let's keep learning, man. This is great. I appreciate talking to you. You taking the time. I'll hit you up in a couple weeks. We'll get back at it.
All right, sounds good, Juan. Thanks for reaching out.
All right, Pat. Appreciate you, brother. Stay strong, man.
All right, peace.